Hey everyone, welcome to my guide for all of the trophies and achievements for Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. The original Crisis Core was released on the PlayStation Portable or PSP system back in 2007, but more recently it got a big graphical upgrade more in line with the style of Final Fantasy VII Remake. This new version of the game was released on multiple platforms and it's been available since late 2022. Just this month, it was released as one of the free games to download if you're a subscriber to the PlayStation Plus Extra tier, and that is exactly what I did. While this game got a big graphical update, the content remains largely the same in the same format, which means it's still gonna play more like a PlayStation Portable game. That being said, it's more chapter-based, every chapter being somewhat small, but it still has a lot of content. Almost everything in terms of collectibles and some missions are going to be missable, so you'll definitely want to follow along with this guide because I'll show you how to get all of the trophies, including that beloved and beautiful Platinum trophy, with just one playthrough. So without further ado, let's dive right into Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. From the opening menu, we can press any button to get started and we'll select New Game. We're also going to be playing this game in English and we'll do it in normal mode. You only have to flip it over to hard mode right before the final boss to beat them on hard mode. Other than that, we're just going to keep it in normal mode. We'll keep the camera control settings and the brightness the same, and we'll start the game with these selected settings, and here's the first cutscene.
Hijack Shinra Express, Mark 93-2. The train is currently headed to Midgar Sector 8. A soldier operative will be inserted to neutralize the situation. We are to proceed as scheduled. Commence mission in 3, 2, 1. Mark. Begin mission. Operative is ready for insertion.
The train has been overrun by Wutai troops. Eliminate them and regain control of the train.
Oh yeah!
Get serious.
Zack!
Zack, focus. There are no Shinra troops on this train. Understood?
Hello to you too. Come and get it. Hey! Soldier second class Zack on the job.
Train Mark 93-2 rerouted to Sector 1 station near Mako Reactor 1. Proceed to Mission Phase 2 to change surveillance phase to red.
Zach speaking.
Making progress, Zach?
Angeal, what's going on? Why are we fighting Shinra troops?
They're Wutai troops in disguise. Now, head to the open area above.
You mean towards Sector 8?
Yes. But first, you're gonna have to clear a path.
Clear a path?
You'll see what I mean. Be careful.
So I can cut loose, right?
Within reason.
It's showtime!
Activating combat mode.
When you begin the game, there's going to be a lot of these pop-up tutorials that basically just teach you how to play the game. You just move around with the left stick, you can move your camera with the right stick, there's a way to lock onto your targets. You attack normally just by hitting the square button, you can defend by holding R1, and you can dodge away and roll by hitting the X button. So by using those in combination, you can do pretty well in combat. It's a very simple system, much simpler than Remake or Rebirth. You can also use your materia that you have equipped by holding down L1 and then selecting the materia. You start out with 4 of them, and you can upgrade that to more numbers later on as you progress throughout the game. But just starting off here, all you have to do is hack and slash your way, hitting the square button. It's pretty easy to get through here. All of these guys do very little damage to you on normal mode, so just go through, hack them all away, or use your magic to burn your way through them, and then we can continue on. And by beating this first group, you get the Come and Get It trophy.
Not too bad.
Piece of cake! I'll make first in no time.
Go up the stairs at the end of the platform.
You got it.
Activating combat mode.
It's the second fight of the game, and we already have to fight a Behemoth boss. We get another tutorial for the DMW. It is the slot machine that's in the upper left corner of the screen, and DMW stands for Digital Mind Wave. Basically, the slot machine will spin. When the images match, you get a limit break, and there are various limit breaks throughout the game based on the image of the character that it shows, and you also get numbers to match, and when that happens, there's a variety of different effects that can happen. And this just tells you that you should probably dodge enemy attacks or guard against them, and you can change which way you dodge with the left stick. So let's go ahead and just get started fighting this thing. It is weak from the back, so you definitely want to go around toward the back of the enemy, and you'll get automatic critical hits whenever you attack enemies from the back like this. These automatic critical hits are not exclusive to this enemy. Normal enemies also get critical hits when you attack them from the back, so it is a good idea to constantly be circling around enemies and attacking them. If you get low on health, you can use the circle button to use a potion and to heal yourself up. As stated before, when the DMW gets a certain result for the numbers of the characters, you get a certain effect. So you can see the full list here. I happen to get a 7 in the middle, which gives me the bonus of no MP cost, so I can really use any spell that I want to free of charge. It won't consume any MP. You also level up your materia by getting certain combinations when it's in the limit verge state. It's a little bit confusing, but really it all happens automatically in the background, so you don't have to worry too much about this. It's all random anyway. You can see that I got 3 Sephiroths to line up in that DMW slot machine, and so now I get to use a limit break whenever I want by hitting the triangle button. You use whatever limit break corresponds to the character that you got, so I get to use Octaslash in this case, and I also get the Prove Your Honor to Me trophy by using a limit break. By using Limit Break, I increase my HP, MP, and AP. MP is what you use for casting spells, and AP, or action points, is what you use for attacking with certain materia. And you can see that I actually broke the limit. I have 92 out of 87 MP and 100 out of 95 AP. So always make sure that you use your limit breaks to keep those numbers high. We defeated the Behemoth, and now we get another cutscene.
Showing your back to the enemy. Overconfidence will destroy you.
What is this? Damn it. You're not the only hero.
It's over.
Impossible.
Thanks, Angeal.
Training's over.
Why? You serious? I was just getting warmed up.
Zach. Embrace your dreams.
Huh?
If you want to be a hero, you need to have dreams. And honor.
That concludes our prologue chapter. Whenever you complete one of the game story chapters, you get a story-related trophy. In this case, we get the Embrace Your Dreams trophy. We're also prompted to save the game. The game gives you 30 save slots to choose from. I would recommend using one save slot at the beginning of every chapter and then using a different save slot to save incrementally throughout the chapter. That way, in case you ever miss anything, you can always go back to the beginning of the chapter because it will never be overridden. Remember, there's no chapter select or anything at the end of the game, so you gotta be careful about that kind of stuff. Let's continue into chapter 1 with another story cutscene.
Hey, Zach. You seem a little on edge.
Can you blame me? All this training and no assignments. Like they're hanging me out to dry. You must be pretty busy with everyone off base.
Off base? Wait, haven't you heard? There's been a mass desertion at Soldier.
Huh?
One of the firsts has deserted. Took a bunch of seconds and thirds with him. All from Wutai. Motive, goal, all a mystery right now. This mass soldier desertion is why your training's on hold. Whoa, a first.
Zach, you're up.
Yeah, finally. Time for some real action.
Yes, it'll be your show.
Yes!
Report to Director Lazard. There'll be a briefing.
Zach. It's good to finally meet face to face. Lazard, Director of Soldier.
Hey,
On to business. Soldier First Class Genesis. A month ago, he went missing during a mission in Wutai. Know anything about this?
not a clue.
The mission is currently stuck in limbo. That's why we've decided to send you.
To Wutai?
Yes. This war has gone on long enough.
I've recommended you for first.
Oh, Angel! I love you, man! Angel!
Don't make me regret this, Zach.
Sir.
Once you're packed, you'll leave at once. After entering Wutai, we go straight to work. If you have any questions about missions and combat, he can help you.
Hey, Zach. Anything you want to know? Just ask. First, we should really go over combat. You probably got a handle on it in training, but I sent you a mail explaining the basics. Take a look, okay?
As the story progresses, we receive mail automatically from various people, but sometimes there are special conditions related to getting the mail, and there is a trophy tied to that. So as we go through, I will show you all of the different things that you need to do to collect all the mail and get the trophy related to that. If you ever want to check the mail, just hit the R1 button to pull up the menu, and you can see the ones that you haven't read yet. They're denoted by a little yellow circle at the top. We're just going to fly through these really fast just to clear them all out, and that makes it a little bit easier to track the new ones that we get throughout the game. So after we go through all of these, let's close out of here and continue on.
So, did you read it?
I read it all.
Thoughts? I mean, I doubt you'd get it all in one read.
That is so not true.
Well, it's there if you want to review. Oh, the materia you were using during training has been taken back. Powerful materia have to be earned. Those are the soldier rules. Now, let's talk about missions. The various services Shinra provides for civilians, those are what we call missions. To take on missions, you first have to register your information on the mission board.
Pressing X in front of the mission board will allow you to accept missions. Areas that can be checked using X will be indicated by a marker.
Once registered, you can look up mission information on your handset. I'll show you how to register on the board. Come on.
There's a compass at the top of the screen to help you navigate, or you can also hit square to pull up another map of the area. Let's continue through the door and over toward the right and hit X at the computer. Mission registration accepted.
Now that you're officially registered, you should try a mission.
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
The save point's that way. If you're not completely sure about something, read the tutorial mail that I sent you.
Save points are handy because you can not only save the game, but also your HP, AP, and MP are fully restored whenever you just walk through a save point. You can also register for missions here. Let's open up the menu and take a look. You do get an automatic tutorial about the missions, and you can view them in the mission menu, but we're going to go down to DMW real quick. You can see that there are 18 different character slots representing 18 different limit breaks that we can get. We have 10% progress on Sephiroths just because we've used Octaslash once, but also we can see that we have Angeals available to us as well. We just haven't used it yet. So let's go ahead and go to that save point. Hitting triangle, we can open up the mission menu, and then we're going to choose M1-1-1, and that is for Shinra's basic training. This mission has us take out just a handful of these basic Shinra troopers that do very little damage to us. we get an automatic tutorial pop-up about the limit gauge. It's the little wave pattern underneath the DMW slot machine. It just says that we have a normal wavelength now, but with heightened emotions, we can get to different results with that slot machine more easily. I automatically got the Angeal results, giving us the ability to use his limit break. It's kind of lucky that that happened. You don't have to try to farm this one or anything, but if you do get it, that's great. We'll get it much more easily during the next mission because we will have a heightened emotional state toward Angeal. So go ahead and use it if you get it. You don't have to necessarily sit around and farm it though, because like I said, in the next mission we'll be able to get that a lot more easily. Now we just have to take out the remaining enemies as they spawn in. You can use your normal attacks, or if you want to, you can use your magic by casting fire on these guys. They have a particular weakness to that as well. If you happen to get the no MP cost, then feel free to cast as many spells as you want to. You'll never run out of MP while that is active. Now that we've completed this mission, we do get a reward, and in this case we get 1 elixir. And with the mission accomplished, another cutscene will play.
Nice work. You cleared the mission.
I could have done it blindfolded.
You're the man. I can't wait to see how you do in Wutai. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. Let me explain about these supply pods. In these pods, you'll find items that you can use in battle. Compliments of the company.
So they're provisions for soldier members.
Make sure they don't go to waste. Check the pods before every mission. Ah, I wonder what's in there today.
Let's walk forward a few steps. You can see that pod 6 is available to us, so we can open that up and get a bronze bangle inside of it.
All right, looks like you're all ready to head out. Lastly, let me tell you about mail. Just now, I sent mail to your handset. You can also get messages from Director Lazard and news about the company via mail. You should check it regularly. Who knows? Maybe you'll even get mail from new friends you make.
Yes!
But don't just read mail that you get from girls, okay? Well, I guess that's everything. Looks like it's time for you to head out. You're with Angeal, right? Good luck.
Yeah, thanks for all the help.
We get a tutorial for equipment as well as for the shops. The shops are obviously where you buy things, and equipment is where you, well, equip things. There's one shop right now. There is a trophy related to getting all of the shops to open up. I'll show you exactly how to do that over time. And if you go over to the mail, then we can look at the first couple pieces of mail that we get for Consul. And as I stated earlier, I'm going to show you how to get all the mail throughout the game, so don't worry about that. Let's take a quick look at the DMW, and now you can see that Angeal has 10% progress just because we used his limit break in the last fight. Going to equipment, now we get a little tutorial about materia, and then we can go down to accessories and equip that iron bangle that we just picked up. Now that that's done, we're going to go down to the options, and we're just going to change something for a little quality of life. We're going to go over to the gameplay settings, and then we're going to scroll down to auto advanced dialogue and turn that on. Otherwise, you have to select every time you want the dialogue to change in those little cutscenes. So we definitely want that to play all by itself. Now we're going to go through the door and talk to Angeal.
It's time to head to Wutai. Are you ready?
I'm all set.
I'll be joining you as well. I'm counting on you.
Sir,
By the way, what is your dream? To become first? Is it?
no. To become a hero.
Ah, good. Unattainable dreams are the best kind.
Thanks?
Fort Tamblin is straight ahead. Let's go. The unit is already standing by.
You two there! Hold it!
Okay then, leave this to me.
Activating combat mode.
These fights are very easy, just use their normal attacks. If you want to, try to roll behind them to get automatic critical hits. Not very necessary, as they'll go down with just a few normal attacks.
Okay, next.
Calm down, Zach.
No can do. I mean, the director is watching, right? So I have to make a good impression.
Zach. Heard of dumb apples?
No? What's that?
Incredible. You really don't know. Well, so much for you making first.
Whoa, wait! What's this dumb apple?
After the cutscene, we're going to continue down the path right in front of us. This game is interesting because it doesn't really have random encounters because there are trigger points on the ground that you just can't see. Typically, those trigger points are going to be right in the middle of the path, so if you stick over toward the sides, kind of hugging the walls, you're going to be able to get through the areas without having to do much fighting at all. So after this fight, we're going to continue on the path going forward. I am doing these fights just because it's good to get a little experience. There's no real way to track the experience because the game will monitor it in the background, but you will level up automatically even in the middle of the fight because you'll get a certain result in the DMW.
So Angeal, what's the deal with dumb apples?
The official name is Benora White. The trees bear fruit at random times during the year. Because of that, the townspeople affectionately call them dumb apples. The local farms had plenty of them to spare.
Oh, really? So you stole them?
We were poor, Zach.
Nice excuse.
But even then, I had my honor. The largest Benora White tree grew on a wealthy man's estate. It was rumored that those apples tasted the best. But I never stole from that tree because the wealthy man's son was my friend.
If he was a friend, you should have just asked for some.
Honor can be quite a burden at times.
And what exactly does this have to do with me?
No story is not worth hearing.
What? That's it? Yeah, well, thanks a lot.
Continue along the path toward the save point. We'll automatically get a mail from Lazard. We'll go through the save point just to refill all of our health, and then go into the next area for a cutscene.
B unit will set off an explosion. That's our cue.
The diversion will allow us to infiltrate.
Right. I'll set the bomb inside the fortress. You'll charge the front gate and...
Uh-huh. And?
Indulge yourself.
You got it. That's what I do best. Come on, B unit. You know, I've never actually seen you use that. Don't you think it's sort of a waste?
Use brings about wear, tear, and rust. And that's a real waste.
You're serious, aren't you?
Yeah. I can be pretty cheap.
Yeah, no kidding.
Begin mission.
As I stated a little bit ago, we now have heightened emotions toward Angeal, which will make it more likely that we're going to get his result in the DMW. So that's why we didn't have to do any farming of it earlier, because we'll be able to automatically get his limit break much more easily throughout this next section.
We hold the line here. It's just one man. Prepare to swarm him.
Activating combat mode.
We have a large group of enemies in front of us, and we get a tutorial for locking onto targets. This will be very important at the end of this fight, but for right now, all we want to do is to start attacking these guys. You don't want to use up your MP at this point. You can just use your normal attacks. Remember to try to get around behind them if possible for those automatic critical hits. And we're just going to cut our way through these guys. There's going to be quite a few of them, but eventually there won't be any more left on the ground, and then we're going to have to target the guys up at the top of the wall, and we'll be using our magic to take those guys out, which is why you don't want to expend too much of your MP on the guys down low like this. While we have that 0 AP cost activated, you definitely want to use your Assault Twister more. It becomes more powerful if you use it after some basic attacks, and you'll see that the numbers actually become orange when that happens. So feel free to attack, following up with Assault Twister to do lots of damage to all of these enemies on the ground, and then once they're all gone, we're going to start targeting the guys at the top of the wall. Mixed in with the Wutai privates, there's also a Wutai sergeant who's considerably stronger than the other ones, so it's a good idea to focus on that guy and take him out as quickly as possible. That way he's not doing extra damage to you. Here's another one of those sergeants, so we're just going to take him out, and then all of the guys on the ground are defeated. So let's start by using the right analog stick. If we push that in, we can actually lock on to the target, and we're going to get kind of close to them so that we can hit them. And once the two on the right are gone, we'll lock on to the guy over on the left, hit him with fire, and that ends the conflict.
Yeah, piece of cake.
Intruder! It's Soldier! Damn! Stop him!
Activating combat mode.
Here we have another fairly easy fight, just a couple of those privates and the sergeant mixed in with them. We're just going to take them all out with normal attacks. No need to really use any of your magic or anything. We want to save that for later on.
Are you in?
Piece of cake. Could have done it blindfolded.
Stay alert. I've heard the Wutai keep a monster around for anti-soldier purposes. It should be somewhere in the fort.
So, if I can take it out, will I make first?
Depends on the quality of work. Your main task is diversion. Run amok and gather attention. Do well, and you'll gain favor with Director Lazard.
That'll be a cakewalk. Just watch.
As we go into Fort Tamblin, we're tasked with taking out all of the enemy resistance. The game makes you believe that there are only 11 groups out there, as indicated by the crossed swords in the top left corner. However, there are 5 hidden groups among them, which means that there are going to be a total of 16. Let's run forward, and then we're going to activate combat. These enemies here are weak against ice, so if you were to use a blizzard spell against them, then you'll do extra damage to them. There's no real reason to do that though. All you have to do is try to roll behind them. Attacking them from the back, getting some critical hits, is a good way to end this fight pretty quickly without having to use up any MP. There's a treasure chest immediately in front of us, so we're going to grab that and then turn to the right, follow the path down through the doorway, and then we'll get into another fight.
There he is! Get him!
Activating combat mode.
Just like before, we're going to attack the enemy, trying to get behind them as much as possible to get those critical hits. This should only take a moment to get through.
Conflict resolved.
Got him. Oh yeah.
We've so far eliminated 3 enemy groups. Let's continue around the path toward the right. Just follow that brick path all the way down, and you're going to basically use that as your guide to get through this whole area. This group of enemies does have a sergeant. He's a little bit tougher, but still nothing that we have to really worry about. If you do get low on health, feel free to use a potion by hitting circle. We're going to continue down this path a little bit, and we get another little cutscene here. We just have to wait a few seconds for them to finish firing. They'll run off, and we can continue forward. Let's get down to the end, and then we're going to turn toward the left and have another little cutscene, and you'll see that the door shifted a little bit. That's where some of these enemies are hiding. We actually have to interact with some of those sliding doors, and when they turn, then we'll get into another fight. Let's finish up this battle real quick, and then we're going to turn and interact with that door that they just came through. It's noted by the little indent here. You can hit X on it when it turns orange, and then that's how you'll get the cutscene. The enemies will rush through, and then you'll be able to fight them after this.
Huh? Where did he go? Sneaky little pest. Treachery!
Activating combat mode.
Let's take these guys out really quick. They just have a sergeant among them, so we'll focus on him to get him out of the way, and then the other guys will go down pretty easily as well. And at this point, I do get a level up at the end of the fight, so now we're level 7.
This is Lazard. Enemies appear to be lurking in every corner. This fortress will not fall easily.
Yeah, just now, I was checking out a revolving wall and was jumped.
Other walls may be trapped too. Stay alert.
The remnant forces have been seen near the revolving walls, and if you look at the top left corner, there are now more of those cross swords, so you can see that our number has expanded all the way to 14. So let's go around and we're going to check all of these doors just to make sure that we got them all. Use that same stone path as your guide to get through this area, and then whenever you see the little indent, just pop your head in, and if it turns orange, that's how you know that there's going to be an enemy there. We can open up this chest as we continue forward, and then go down the path, opening up this other chest, which will actually spark another battle.
Activating combat mode.
We have 1 sergeant and 3 of the weaker privates. We're just going to focus on that sergeant first, and you can see because we have heightened emotions with Angeal, it actually will make it so that we're more likely to get Angeal. And in fact, if you look at the upper left hand corner at the DMW, you can see a little slideshow of scenes as we have memories of this event, and then we do get that limit break activated for us. So this is a level 5 rush assault, making it a lot more powerful than the level 1 that we used before. That guy definitely did not stand a chance, and that gives us a little bit more proficiency with the Angeal limit break. We'll continue along the path, just popping our head into these little areas, just to make sure that we're getting all of the revolving door hiding enemies, and then a little bit further down the path, we do get some more of these beasts as well in a fight. So take them out. They are very easy. Attack them from the back. No real need to use that blizzard spell just yet on these enemies. We want to save that toward the end. Keep popping your head in just to check to make sure that all of them have been activated, and then run forward to get into another little fight here. You'll notice that there's a tower in front of us as well. We're going to be using that in just a moment because there are 2 enemy groups that hide inside the towers. So let's go ahead and finish off these enemies, and then we're going to interact with that tower so that we can get the next group of enemies after we get this limit break activated.
Better run for it! Prove your honor to me.
I got it. Oh yeah!
That fight's over, and we actually leveled up our cure materia. Now, it doesn't work like the other games where it goes cure, cura, curaga. We actually have to fuse materia together to get those heightened levels, but just leveling up the number of stars makes it more potent. So we interacted with the tower, and now we get a little cutscene, and we get to fight the enemies in this area. We'll have to backtrack after this fight all the way back to the beginning of the area to get the other tower enemy to activate. So we do have to do a little backtracking here, but we have to get all of these enemy groups defeated in order to get one of the trophies of this area. So let's focus on these guys, take them all out, and then we're going to go around and get all of the remaining enemy groups defeated before continuing on in this area. Now that they've all been eliminated, we do get a little cutscene.
New intel. Enemy troops are stationed inside the 2 fortress towers.
see.
You don't want them tracking your position. Take out the other tower.
We've got Remnant forces spotted at the other tower, and now if you look at the top left corner, you'll see that all of those crossed swords are there. We're going to run over into this area by the treasure chest, and we get jumped by some more enemies. We'll take them out really fast. So because we got our level up, we can take out the lesser enemies in really just one combo, and that sergeant doesn't stand much of a chance either. We can open up this treasure chest to get to a ether, and then there is one of the sliding doors right next to us. So we're going to activate that and get into another fight here. 3 weaker enemies and 1 sergeant is all we have to worry about, so let's take them out very quickly, and then we can move on to get the remaining groups.
Conflict resolved.
Oh yeah!
They've all been defeated, so now what we're going to do is go back to the path, and then we're going to turn toward the right, and we're going to follow that path all the way around until we get a little cutscene here. We have to take cover from the enemy fire, and then we do get a choice for what we want to do next.
Give it up! More troops are en route! It's over!
We're going to choose Charge.
Sergeant! He's charging! Stand strong and charge back! Cowards!
Activating
We've got a
combat
pretty
mode.
easy fight here. Let's take out the sergeant. The end of the area is just ahead, so we don't want to go forward too far. You actually do get warned at the end if you want to continue on or to go back and fight the remaining ones. But right at this little doorway here is the end point. So we're going to run back and we're going to clean up 2 missing enemy groups. The first one is at the indented door just to the right on the way back. We charged through this area during that one cutscene, so we just have to go back a little bit, interact with that door, and then take out the 3 enemies on the other side of it.
Conflict resolved.
Once they've all been eliminated, there's still 2 of the enemy groups remaining. That's a good thing. That means that you've collected all of the indented doors. You don't have to worry about those so much anymore. We just have to run all the way back to the beginning so that we can get the one in the other tower. So let's go all the way toward the back, and then we're going to interact with the wooden tower, and that will take us into the final fight before we go to the end of this area where we get the official last fight. So this is the entrance. Here's the first tower that we get to when we come into this area. We'll interact with it, and then we'll get the fight here.
Did this much damage to us? I can no longer just sit back and watch.
Halt! You'll pay for what you did. Your life will come to an end here.
He's no match for 3 Wutai sergeants. Let's take him out. We'll show you the power of Wutai!
Activating combat mode.
This is theoretically the hardest fight that we've had so far because it is 3 of the sergeants, but it's pretty easy to get through this, especially with our heightened emotions. Makes it pretty easy to get a limit break if you want to use that. I'm just going to let it play out a little bit, and then we're going to hit him with a Rush Assault level 5 to finish the fight.
Your honor to me.
I got it. Oh
Conflict
yeah!
resolved.
Okay, that's everything for this area. We just have one more enemy group, and that's found at the very end of this area. We just have to follow this path around, and then we're going to get to the end. Just run straight through toward the exit doors. The last fight will commence, and then that will be all that we need to do to get the very missable trophy for this area.
Activating combat
The final
mode.
fight is just 3 more of these Foullanders. We can take them out very easily, and then we will get a little
Conflict
cutscene.
resolved.
Got him! Oh yeah!
Zach, nicely done. We have successfully occupied the sword.
I just needed you to keep their attention, but... impressive.
You did well. Keep pressing forward.
The assault on Fort Tamblin is complete. We've done all the requirements for the trophy, but it doesn't pop just yet. It'll pop toward the end of the chapter. Let's go ahead and open the box that we ran past, and then open up the doors into the next area where we get a cutscene.
That must be the central area.
Our objective is to head to the arena in front of us, but we can't go straight there. We have to go toward the left or the right side. I'm going to go toward the left. We've got to take out a couple of these foul landers on the way, so let's eliminate them and then we can move on. You definitely don't want to get hit by their fire attacks, so if you have good timing, you can roll out of the way just before it hits you. When you go down the stairs, there's going to be one box on the left side. We've got to take out a couple more foul landers on the way there, though, but we've had plenty of practice doing that, so let's take them out and then grab the treasure chest that's waiting for us right here.
Conflict resolved.
Let's grab the treasure chest over here to get a high potion, then we're going to turn and go through the nearby door into this big middle courtyard. We'll automatically get some new mail from Shinra News. We can open up the treasure chest on our left side to grab a Soma, then go into the far area to get another treasure chest to get a pair of earrings, a new accessory for us. We'll go back into the middle area by the save point, and we'll take a minute to look at the 2 pieces of mail that we collected through this Fort Tamblin area. You can either hit R1 to pull up the mail menu or go into the main menu and then grab it from here. So Lazard sent us soldier responsibilities, and then we also got the Shinra News for the situation with Wutai. You want to make sure that you have both of those, but you should get them automatically. You don't have to really do anything to get them. And then when that's done, we can step onto the save point to get all of our health back, and we can make a save here on a separate save slot. We don't want to override the save that we made at the beginning of the chapter. So now we're going to run toward our objective to get another cutscene.
1. Avoid training when you can. 2. Protect Wutai at all costs. 3. Ugly Shinra soldier dudes must be punished.
Who are you?
I'm Wutai's greatest warrior. It's over for you because now you have to face me.
A little kid? This area's not safe for you. Go on home now.
You're the one going home. If you want to go any further, you're gonna have to go through me.
Oh man. What am I supposed to do here?
Shoo-shoo ha! Take that, bad guy! Shoo-shoo ha!
Ah! No! You got me!
Ha-ha! That'll teach you to mess with me. Once again, I saved Wutai.
Boy, oh boy. That's a lot of energy. Now, back to work.
If you go on a date with Yuffie in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, she'll actually reference this scene while on the date.
You must be the anti-soldier monsters.
Activating combat mode.
We get 2 bosses at the same time and a new mechanic to deal with. Some enemies use special abilities in battle, and there will be an ability gauge that pops up. If we do enough damage to them, we can decrease that, and that will likewise decrease the amount of damage they'll do. If we get it all the way down to ability power of 0%, it will cancel their ability altogether, so that's very good for us. Let's go ahead and use one of our limit breaks that we get. You'll probably get the one for Angeal during this fight, so if you haven't gotten it yet, now is definitely the time that you're going to get it. And we're just going to keep punishing these enemies. Really, I would say focus on one of them at a time. Just keep circling around behind them. They're pretty easy to take out. You just have to hit them a couple times and then roll out of the way. They have very predictable attacks that are very well telegraphed. So just hit them a few times and then roll away after they do their attack and miss. Then you just have to roll back and then keep attacking them. So we'll just do this a couple times and then the enemies will be taken out pretty easily. If you get your no MP cost or no AP cost, feel free to go crazy with those abilities. If you get low on health, you can always use your cure spell and save a potion. You should have more than enough MP to finish this fight by just using cures alone and by attacking them with your normal attacks. So here I got no MP or no AP cost, so really I can go crazy with whatever I want to for a short time. We're just going to finish off these guys pretty quickly, and then we're going to get a cutscene after that. So enjoy the rest of this fight as it plays out, and I'll see you after the cutscene.
Conflict resolved.
Soldier Second Class Zach, victorious again.
Good work. Now, get out of there. You've only got 5 minutes.
Got it. Director Lazard, are you watching? Gotta move. No time to play. Not good.
That's one more you owe me. You lost your focus.
Yeah. Oh, sorry if your sword got any wear, tear, or rust on it.
You're a little more important than my sword. But just a little.
Thanks.
I'm here. I must apologize. Being on site is taxing.
You didn't have to come personally.
This operation will bring an end to the war. I wanted to see it through. Soldier Second Class Zach.
Sir!
You put forth a good effort at Fort Tamblin. I saw it with my own eyes. To be frank, my evaluation is... You are a force of nature. You somehow defeated an entire enemy force by yourself.
I was shocked as well. You've grown strong.
Your bravery during the Wutai War will be remembered for generations. It seems your dream of becoming a hero has already come true.
Director Lazard, that's a bit much. Zach here still has a lot to accomplish.
I suppose you're right. Zach, Keep up the good work.
Our efforts here gave us a fire armlet and the trophy called Hero of the Wutai War.
Zach, let's go. Sephiroth is waiting.
Sephiroth? The hero? Wow, I'm gonna meet a hero!
We now have heightened emotions towards Sephiroth, which means that it's more likely we'll be able to get the Octaslash limit break. We have a new type of enemy here that we haven't fought before. They are just question marks because their identity has yet to be revealed to us. But you can see we get a level up to go to level 8. It's not possible to check your actual experience points because the game tracks it in the background, but basically when you get enough experience points, then you'll get a result in the DMW of 777, and that will trigger the level up. We got one Octaslash here because we have heightened emotions with Sephiroth, and we're actually about to get another one as well, so you definitely get more of those limit breaks that happen when you get those heightened emotions. So here you can see we get another Octaslash. This one's level 3, so we're going to take out the enemy and then we'll be able to move on. We also just so happened to level up our Cure spell as well, so that was a very beneficial fight for us.
Zach, come on. Zach, take the director to safety.
Contact Sephiroth.
Zach can handle it. Now go.
Follow me, Director.
Director Lazard. Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
Zach, I should be fine now. Assist Angeal.
Yeah, I'm on it.
We have a save point right in front of us, so let's step on it to get all of our health back, and we're going to save the game as well. We're going to override slot 2, and then we're going to take a few steps forward to get into a cutscene and a fight. We'll get the option to say, I'm coming, Angeal, and we'll use that to run forward.
Angeal! Angeal! What? These guys aren't Wutai troops. A summon? Who called it out?
Activating combat mode.
Now we have to fight Ifrit. So once again, you can hit him from the back, but he's kind of hard to hit that way because he likes to do lots of attacks. So your best bet is to try to keep your distance and to hit him with the Blizzard spell. It can do lots of damage to him. His flame shot will have a couple different projectiles that go toward you. If you just kind of roll around toward the side, you should be able to dodge those fairly easily. You definitely don't want to be hit by them because they do a lot of damage. If you get the no MP cost available, definitely make your distance, and then you can use that to hit him with very powerful Blizzard spells. You definitely want to get his ability power all the way down using Blizzard spells when he tries to use his ability, and that way you can protect yourself from that. Like I said, try to keep your distance. You'll probably get some beneficial effects throughout the fight, such as the null physical activated. If that happens, just get right up in his face and start attacking him because he cannot hit you with any of his normal attacks. He can still hit you with things like his flame shot that do a decent amount of damage, but his normal punches and kicks won't hurt you at all. I've got no MP cost, so I'm just going to hit him with as many blizzards as possible, and we should be able to take out all the rest of his health just by using Blizzard. The thing about Blizzard, though, is that it doesn't hit immediately. It kind of spawns and then drops, so if the enemy is moving, you'll probably miss them, but luckily you can get him to hold still, especially while he's doing things like Flame Shot, and then you can kind of counterattack him like that. It's not too difficult, and you'll be able to beat him with the help of magic pretty easily.
Genesis.
The missing soldier first class? They're identical.
A Genesis copy.
Copy? A human copy?
Where's Angeal?
I thought he was fighting around here.
So he's gone too.
What? Wait, what does that mean?
It means Angeal has betrayed us as well.
No way! I know what kind of guy Angeal is, and he'd never do that! Angeal wouldn't betray us. Never!
That concludes chapter 1 of the story, and whenever we complete a story chapter, we get another trophy. This time it's called He Wouldn't Betray Us, and we are prompted to save the game once again. I would recommend making a clean save on slot 3, that is at the beginning of chapter 2, so that way if we happen to miss anything throughout chapter 2, we can always revert back to that save and we don't lose our progress. And that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. The goal is to do about 1 video per chapter. There are 10 chapters in total, so we're just going to try to focus on 1 chapter at a time for a total of 10 videos in this series, maybe 11 if necessary to do some cleanup stuff, but you can see at this point we've only been playing for about an hour and we've completed both the prologue and chapter 1, getting every trophy available along the way. So again, thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Make sure that you like this video if you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Also, make sure that you shared this video with a friend and subscribed if you haven't done so already so you can stay up to date with the rest of the videos in this series. I really appreciate all the support. Feel free to become a channel member as well, and that way you get access to videos earlier than everyone else. I'll see you very soon for the second chapter and part 2 of this series. Until then, thanks for watching and have a good day.